Some say she went mad and crazy, and she put pins on her face and thumbtacks, and they called her Pinface. So welcome everyone. Today we're going to be doing this look for Halloween if you need inspiration. The first thing we're going to need is latex. Now this is by Makeuprevolution, and we're going to need some tissue. This is toilet paper and it will work. An eyeshadow palette that has browns and reds in there or whatever colors like that. You're going to need some brushes, a fluffy brush and detail brushes. These are just examples. We're going to be applying latex right to the cheek areas, right about so. And we're about to get started. Now this is a smaller detail brush. These are the type of brushes you could use. So we're going to start by tearing up this toilet paper. And we're going to tear it in strips. That's all you're going to do for now is tear it in strips. And you're going to want at least 4 pieces. Now after you tear it in strips, you're going to twirl it with your finger. Twirl it around. And you're basically going to make it look like spirals. Your spirals don't have to be perfect. And you're going to need 4. If you have long hair, make sure to put your hair up. And we're going to get started. We're going to apply a little bit to the cheek area here. Maybe like a strip. I did mine a little bit shorter, but you could do yours a little bit longer. And if you mess up, you can go back and correct it. So we're going to put a thin layer. Use our finger to smudge it around, pulling it upwards. Once we got that in place, we're going to start sticking that toilet paper that we made into spirals, 1 on each side, and if it's too long, you can just tear off the ends. The latex also works as an adhesive for toilet paper, whatever textures you want to add, like cotton, but I like using toilet paper. Just gonna go back and fill in the little area that kind of missed. That was an accident. And you're going to gradually add a little bit more latex on top of it and on the sides. And you're going to slowly build it up. So once it starts drying up a bit, you're going to add a little bit more layers. So it's a little bit drier, add some more layers, and it got stuck to my finger. We're building it up here, so you're just going to add a little bit more latex right on top of that tissue paper and pulling it outwards. The thinner the layer, the more clear it's going to dry up. So make sure to build that. And we're going to repeat the same to the next side. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to add a thin layer. I'm going to do a strip because I'm going to do the look of the pin face going downwards on my cheeks. And after you add that thin layer, you're going to repeat and add your toilet paper spiral, your spiral toilet paper, 1 on each side. Connecting together at the end. And if it's a little bit too long, don't worry about that. You can chop that off, and we're going to put latex right on top of it. And the paper works as a texture. So the reason I'm using toilet paper is because it works great as a texture. You can use anything else and create different textures. This will make the skin look like it's actually popping out and you have some depth and definition. Once your latex is a little bit more dry, you're going to keep adding more latex on top of it and building that layer up. Remember to push out outwards or pull. Get a little bit on there. It's a little bit more dry, and I'm adding a little bit more latex to build that layer up. As you can see, the other side is starting to dry a bit. I'm going to add a little bit more of a layer. So just a little bit more. Right on the tops. And this is going to give it a more of a thicker skin illusion. I'm going to add some to my chin, the same before. You're just going to add a little thin layer, and then you're going to grab your toilet paper, scrunch it for texture, cut it up and size it, and you're going to put it right there where you put the latex. And you're going to put some latex right over it. You don't have to do this part, but I just wanted to be a little extra. So we're going to have to let this dry for a bit. So I'm going to do my eyeshadow. You don't necessarily have to do your eyeshadow, but I'm going to do mine. And I'm going to use the palette by Pure Cosmetics, their 60th anniversary Barbie palette in celebration of Barbie. And this is the purple that's right in that palette. And I'm just going to put it on my lid and blend back and forth. And we're only going to use 2 colors. It's a little bit more color. Tap, 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 and back and forth. And in circular motions. Go a little bit above the crease. And to the front. And we're going to do the same to the next eye. And I'm going to go back and blend that out just a bit. Little bit more. I like it nice and blended. And then I'm going to grab a shimmery color and place it right in the middle. Tap, tap, tap. Grab a little bit more. Use your fingers because your fingers pick up shimmers a lot better than your brush does. I'm going to grab the brush and blend it out just a tiny bit. I don't want that shimmeriness to disappear. A little bit of mascara. Same to the next eye. Going to apply some lashes real quick. Make my look complete, and bam, there we go. Once your latex is dry, you're going to need some sponges and a foundation. I'm going to use Dollar Tree sponges and this NYX Cosmetics foundation, and you're going to place it all over your face. Make sure to have a primer on prior, and set your latex with a setting powder. Any setting powder will do. After that, you're going to apply your foundation and just dab, 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 and push it in. You want your latex to match your face, so this is what the foundation is for. It's to match your skin tone and make it look more natural and more realistic. I like using these little sponges from the dollar store just because they're easy to use, it's quick, and I'm going to toss them out afterwards. So, more sanitary, just toss away, no wash necessary, disposable. Make sure to place them on your nose, right by your mouth. If we want everything to be really well blended for this look, we really want the foundation and your whole face to blend in with that latex. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to use a generous amount. If you need more foundation, just grab a little bit more and just push it in and dab, dab, dab. Just push that right on in. And then pull to blend. And then if it's not blended enough, you can always use a brush. But I like using these little disposable sponge thingies. So now we're done with that, you're going to grab your fluffy brushes and your regular brush, and you're going to get a palette with browns and reds in it. Now this is by BH Cosmetic, the Remix palette, and I like this palette because it has like a purplish reddish color. And we're going to grab that color right there. I'm going to use a denser brush and dab it right on the outlines or the outskirts of the latex. And this is going to give it a little bit of depth. We want the color to be a little bit dark red, or similar, like a purple red or brownish red, something around those lines. But we want the color to be a little bit dark, and this is going to give it a little bit more depth and definition, and the illusion that it's blended in with your skin and just creepy looking. If you need a little more eyeshadow, just go back and grab a little bit more and just blend it on the outskirts, just like so, back and forth. And if you get it on top of the latex, that's okay. I'm going to grab a little bit more and just give a little bit more pigment. Take a look at it, see if they look pretty even. And we're going to grab this flesh tone-ish color here, this light brownish orange, and I'm going to place it right on top of the latex, just like so. You can use one that matches your skin tone, but I'm going to use this one on me. And we're just placing that right underneath that red right there, well, that reddish brown color. Add a little bit more. And you're adding that right on top of the latex. You're not adding it in the middle or in the center, you're just adding it to the areas that you see that are blank. And I'm going to reach back into the palette and grab the same color as before and tap it right on my chin. And we're going to grab this darker orange and we're going to press that color right in and on top of the previous color we had before. Don't be afraid to be generous, just tap that in, slightly pull, tap, tap, tap. And you're going to try to cover at least a majority of it. And the same to the other side. This is giving a little bit more definition. Next, I'm going to grab into my BH Cosmetics palette. You're going to use a matte black. And you're going to place it right inside that slit. Blend back and forth. And you're going to do the same to the next side. This is going to give the illusion that there is a depth inside your cheek, like the cut and the skin is just splitting and you can just see inside. It's just going to make it look like more deeper than what it really is. And we're going to grab a red color, and it's by the BH Cosmetics once again, and we're going to place that right on top of that black matte eyeshadow that we did. And you're going to do the same thing to the next side. Blend back and forth. Grab a little bit more red. Pull out your fluffy brush, and we're going to use the BH Cosmetics palette again, and we're going to use that orangey brown color, and we're going to place that right on top of that red. And the reason we're using a fluffy brush is because a fluffy brush are meant for blending, and it's going to blend it into your skin. And we're going to add some to the next side right on top of that red. And right underneath, a little bit more. Blending is a back and forth motion as well as a circular motion. And take your time when you're blending, and you're going to want to pull it a little bit up. And we're going to grab a little bit more and put it right on top on our chin area. And when you apply darker colors and these reddish colors, it's going to look more like flesh tone colors, and it's going to make it look like a more depth. The color I'm using here is like a darkish reddish purple. In a way, it's kind of like a purple, a brown purple. You're going to want to use something similar, and you're going to place it right on top of your fake cuts. and a little bit underneath the other eyeshadow, right on top of there, and you're just gonna dab that on. Don't be greedy with the colors, just keep adding right on there. Don't be afraid to get messy, and don't be greedy, and we're going to add some right to our cheek area. Remember, this is a darker tone color. It's kind of like a reddish brown purplish, and we're going to add some to the other side, right by our, close to our ear, to our cheekbone area. And we're going to tap some right underneath, and this is giving the illusion of more definition and depth. We're going to add a little bit more. We want to make it darker and make it look like we're bruised up and bleeding from our face. Blend outward, back and forth, connecting to your chin. A little bit right there. Next, I'm going to grab a smaller detail brush. Any detail brush would do. And you're going to go back into the Back to Brazil and grab the matte black. Any matte black would do. And you're going to place it right on top of your cuts. A little bit there. When you add a darker shadow, remember that it makes it look more detailed and more in depth when you add a darker color. And we're going to add some right underneath the slit right there. Right underneath that latex. And you're going to do that all around the edges. A little bit right on the top. Just a little bit more and keep pulling it. A little bit on top of the latex. Get a little bit of texture, give a little bit of color. Don't be afraid to go back in the palette and grab a little bit more. Place that right on top of the latex. Right on the edges. Now grab your fluffy brush and blend out the edges. We're going to add some to the next side. You're going to repeat what you did and do it to the next side. So you're going to add it right over the latex on the edges and outer corners. Get right in there, right in the corners, outer edges. Blend a little bit up. Now you're going to add some underneath, just like the other side, and you're going to follow the latex line underneath it. Going to grab your fluffy brush and blend that out. Blend that black just a bit into the red, back and forth, and do the same to the other side. You want to make sure the black is a little bit blended so it won't be too harsh. We're going to blend the other side a bit, and then the bottom right by the chin. Blend it all together. Going to grab a little more of that black and add right to the edges. This is a lipstick by BH Cosmetics. Just grab any lipstick that's red that will work. And you're also going to need fake blood. But right now I'm using a lipstick by BH Cosmetics. It's kind of orangey red. And you just want to grab something that looks a little bit like the blood inside of a slit would look. So if you don't have any lipstick, you can use paint or anything else that would work. And we're going to apply some right to the chin. And it's going to make the texture pop out a little bit more. And you're going to blend it with your fluffy brush. Just a bit. A little bit more. I want it to be nice and pigmented. Place that color right inside of the slit. If you get a little bit on top of the latex, that's okay. You're going to blend that out in just a second. So you're going to grab your fluffy brush and blend that right out. Blend that red right into the latex. A little bit more of that black eyeshadow. And blending. And you're going to grab your fake blood now. I'm using a Q-tip and you're going to place it right inside the slit. I'm using a Q-tip only because it's disposable and easy to use. And you could add as much fake blood as you want. If you get a little bit fake blood on top of the latex, like on the outer edges, that's okay. You can just make it look like splatter and gory if you want. The fake blood is going to make it look more fresh and like you just got split open. Just place a little bit on my chin. Make it look nice and gory and bloody. The color does look a little off only because it's the camera, you know. But we're going to grab some thumbtacks. You don't have to use them, but I called it pin face for a reason. And we're going to place the pins right on top of that toilet paper that you did, well, the slit you made. Don't get it on your face, don't cut yourself. So push it right into that fake slit, well, the edges. And you're going to do the same thing to the next side. That's not your real skin, don't worry about it, it's the toilet paper, so don't poke yourself. If you want to make the pins or thumbtacks stay on longer, you can also use cosmetic adhesive, which is like for the SFX makeup. So you can also use that if you want to secure them more tightly, but this works just as fine with the latex. So push right on top of that toilet paper. Oh, it fell. You push it right in. I'm going to apply one to the outer edge right there. Just push it on in. Remember, you're pushing it into the toilet paper, not your actual skin. And I'm going to place another one right to the front. And you're pushing that into that toilet paper cut you made. Just like so. And we're going to place another one onto the chin. And the chin also has toilet paper, so don't worry, you're not sticking your actual skin. We're going to grab a little bit more of that red lipstick by BH and place it right in the middle. I want it to be nice and gory and very vibrant. I'm going to grab my brush and just blend out a bit. Make sure everything is nice and smooth. And we're going to freshen that blood up once again and touch it up. I'm going to grab a little bit more with the Q-tip and place right into the slit once again. Don't be afraid to get some blood on top of those thumbtacks. Make it look a little bit gory. I'm going to place a little bit of fake blood on top of the latex, just a bit, on the corners of the latex. This is a fake blood. Oh, and my pin fell. Oh well. This is a fake blood that I got from Walmart. Very cheap and inexpensive. And you're just going to keep placing it on top of the thumbtacks and into the slit. And as I said before, if you want the thumbtacks not to fall out, you can also use adhesive. And that will secure them better in place. And we're going to add a little bit more blood to the front of our chin and on top of the thumbtack. Just make sure to add the final touches, a little bit more blood. And we're pretty much done, guys. If you wanted to stay on longer, make sure to add a setting spray or setting powder right on top. I really hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and notification button for more videos. Thank you for watching. Have a safe and happy Halloween, and I'll see you guys next time.